Men's cross country makes history at regionals and are heading to nationals. Basketball season is officially here, and we sit down with Harriers Jeff Thies and Nick Hogger. All that and more on this week's episode of Portside at the Pilots. The Portland Pilots are the 2016 West Coast Conference champions. Welcome to another edition of Portside at the Pilots. I'm your host, Adam Lindman. It was a historic day last Saturday at the NCAA Cross Country West Region Championships as the Portland men chased their second regional title ever. And the Pilots came through as they started strong and held off the field to win, punching their ticket to the national championships this weekend. Sophomore Emmanuel Rudolph Levis stayed near the front of the pack before breaking away and winning the individual title. Teammate Jeff Thies finished second, and junior Nick Hogger gave Portland 3 in the top 5 as he placed fourth. It's the first regional title for the Pilots since 1993, and Rudolph Levis is the program's first individual regional champion since 2010.
It's been a long time since we won the regionals. 1993 was the last time, so certainly I got to be happy with that. Overall, I think we need to be a little bit more patient. We only had 2 guys on the team here today that had run at regionals. So they were a little bit too aggressive probably in the first half of the race. They have to run a little bit smarter when we get to nationals.
We ran competitive, and the biggest thing is we ran for each other. We've been saying run fearless and run selfless all season, and the biggest thing was team energy. The whole pilot squad was out here cheering us on today. My family's here, and it was just great. It was a big team effort.
It's a really great culture, and it was really helpful. You know, when it starts to get hard with 3K to go, and you've got all your teammates on the course out there cheering for you, and then your teammates around you, it's great.
The Portland women were also at the Cross Country West Regionals, and the Pilots placed 10th as a team. Junior Taryn Rawlings earned all-region honors with her 14th place finish, and that also gets her a spot at Saturday's cross-country championships. Freshman Yasmine Lau just missed earning all-regional honors, finishing 26th, and Eva Richardson was the 3rd pilot to cross the finish line, just missing a top 50 finish.
I think that's a really good finish for our young team. It's definitely been kind of a rebuilding year, but I think this was the first regionals for a lot of the young girls. So I think it was a great experience for them, and I think next year we're going to come back and do really well.
Taryn was amazing to get up to be an individual qualifier for the Nationals. Taryn has been in phenomenal shape all season, and I knew that she was capable of this kind of race, but for her to really put it together on the day and run her best race of the season, that was really impressive.
The men's basketball season officially tipped off last weekend, and a lively crowd was at the Chow Center to watch the Pilots battle crosstown rival Portland State. Senior Philip Hartwich had a career night, posting career best of 10 points, 18 rebounds, and 6 blocks, but the Vikings used a 12-0 game-ending run to prevail 80-75. The Pilots bounced back on Tuesday night as 5 players scored in double figures during an 89-52 rout of Walla Walla at the Chow Center. Hartwich recorded his 2nd straight double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. The women's hoops team is off to a solid start, beginning the year a perfect 3-0. Portland opened with big wins over Hawaii and Willamette, and on Tuesday night the Pilots used a second-half comeback to force overtime against Utah Valley, where the Pilots prevailed 71-64. Freshman Maddie Molheim had 17 clutch points against the Wolverines, and junior transfer Lisa Kemp scored 19 points against the Bearcats. The Pilots are off to their best start since 2010.
We're just happy that we went out there and worked hard every game. You know, like it's something that we're so proud of, all of us. We're proud of each other, proud of our coaches, proud of ourselves. Like just to be 3-0 is phenomenal. The fight in us was like the best part. Like we were down the whole game and we still fought every possession to come back. Like every possession on defense, every possession on offense. Like we still fought. We believed in each other. We had energy on the bench. So the fight was phenomenal from everybody.
Portland men's tennis senior Mike Privilarakis had a historic fall season, and his quality results vaulted him up the tennis rankings, which were released on Wednesday. Privilarakis jumped to number 18 nationally for the highest ranking in Portland singles history. This fall, the native of Cyprus became the first player in school history to win the ITA Northwest Regional Championships, and he posted a 12-4 singles record, going 3-2 against ranked opponents. The West Coast Conference handed out their men's soccer postseason honors this week, and Portland senior Paul Christensen was voted the league's goalkeeper of the year for the second straight season. Christensen again led the league in shutouts with 6, and he was joined on the All-WCC first team by sophomores Benji Michel and Ray Ortiz. Michel was tops in the conference with 10 goals, and Ortiz led the league with 25 points and 13 assists, which ranks second nationally. Senior defender Chris Reeves was named to the All-WCC second team. Seniors Matthew Coffey and Eric Edwardson nabbed honorable mention, and left back Spencer Myers was selected to the all-freshman team. The Pilots finished second in the WCC and just missed going to the postseason. The University of Portland honored its student athletes for their academic excellence at the annual Academic Awards banquet held on Sunday night at the Baccio Commons on the UP campus. The night was used to honor Portland student athletes for their accomplishments in the classroom during the 2016-17 school year, and teams were recognized for combining for the highest GPAs. Student athletes with the highest GPA from each program were also honored, and Portland highlighted those who earned a perfect 4.0 during the school year.
Here at the University of Portland, you give our student athletes the opportunity to develop all of these aspects of themselves.
You represent some of the best in body, mind, and soul, and you represent our holistic model of education about head, hand, and heart.
We had 56 student athletes who are on WCC all-academic teams. We currently have 74% of our student athletes, 188 of you with a 3.0 cumulative GPA or better.
Just being able to stop and take a moment to recognize these student athletes is really important.
Coming up next, we chat with a pair of men's cross-country runners who are coming off a historic performance at the recent West Regionals. Portside of the Pilots continues on NBC Sports Northwest after the break. Welcome back to Portside of the Pilots. We're joined now by a couple of runners from the West Region champion and fourth-ranked Pilots, Senior Jeff Thies, Junior Nick Hogger. Guys, thanks a ton for joining us tonight. Coming off a huge weekend, West Regional champions. Thies, you were second. Hogger, a few spots back and forth. Program's first West Region title since 1993. Just talk about what that experience is like. Jeff, we'll start with you.
It was amazing. It was really a great atmosphere as a team. We had a bunch of guys who drove up on Friday to cheer us on. Coming through the race, seeing guys running around, they had a big P flag and cheering us on, and then just during the race, seeing Manu up in the front the whole time as he kind of had a gap on us, and then running next to Nick and Caleb and Logan and Noah. It was fantastic.
And Nick?
Yeah, couldn't say it better. Just coming around that first big turn that we had after the start and seeing just 15 guys there from the team that drove up on that day to come watch us. It was just, I had the biggest smile on my face. Fueled by those guys the whole race. It was such a fun atmosphere. My family came over to watch first race they've seen this season, so it was just all around great experience, great motivation going into this week.
Very nice. And Jeff, before the meet, you had a post on Instagram that said, 2 years ago on the same course, regionals was a disappointment. You failed to qualify for nationals for the first time in 10 years. Tomorrow is time for redemption and another step towards accomplishing your goals as a team. Would you say you got your redemption?
I would say so, yeah. 2 years ago, it was kind of a letdown being that first squad to not qualify. I feel like you're letting down all the guys before you, all the alums that have put in all that work and made that step. So being the two guys coming back from that year, it was kind of in the back of our minds that this was a different day, and we had a different mindset going into the race.
And Nick, you've made some huge improvements during your time here in the Bluff. At regionals in 2015, you were 4th this year. You were also voted most inspirational at last year's Wallies. Talk about your development as a pilot and what's inspired you to get better.
Yeah, so I'd say what inspired me to get better, it just dates back to the 2014 team. Just watching from home, just as a freshman, I'd only been here for a couple months. Just new to the team, new to this team atmosphere. The team goes and takes 3rd in the nation, and that was just such an incredible moment. And I knew right then that once those guys left, I wanted to fill those shoes and continue the steps that they've made. And I think this, ever since then, and this season especially, we're just continuing what they started for us. And the only way, to really continue that is to, get a better finish at nationals. And so that's been the goal and motivation every single day.
And Jeff, you have some history running with a couple of USA teams. How has that experience helped in your success and development as an athlete, and did that influence you coming to UP in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. They're kind of once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, getting to travel the world and wear Team USA gear is really a lot of fun. It's helped kind of propel me each year into kind of believing in myself a little bit on where I've come and where I've been. But it wasn't really the deciding factor on coming to UP. That comes down to the team culture and Coach Connor and everyone around our group that kind of sets this environment of success.
And let's talk about that team culture. It seems like it's a huge factor in this year's team. Something that has been talked about is the importance of the whole team. All 30 guys on the team play a role. And this year the motto is, it's not about 5, it's not about 7, it's all of us. You guys have some bracelets on as well. Just talk about the team culture this year. Jeff?
Team culture has been better than I have been a part of since I've been here at UP. It's been fantastic. 2 weeks ago on a Friday, we were running a workout on a track together, and there was guys who had extended their season. They were out there just trying to help us in our workout, make it as easy for us to hit the times we were trying to hit. And they were running shorter distances, but they were there to kind of help us and propel us into regionals and nationals. So that was really great to see.
That's awesome. And Nick, the bracelets?
Yeah, our assistant coach Jack got these made for us the night before regionals, and he said, wear them, look at them during the race, and just remember, that this is a team effort. And it really did. I think it was about the halfway mark. I just looked down at it real quick and just reminded myself of how much the team has helped support these 7 guys to get there, and guys running around the course cheering us on at the same time. And it really, I just kept reminding myself of that, just to run for these guys and run for everyone on the team. And it's, it's not about the top guys, it's not about, just the 7 or the 5 that are scoring. It's every guy from the top down to the bottom. And it's been the most cohesive, fun team I've ever been a part of. So I've really enjoyed it this year.
And let's look beyond graduation. Any post-graduation plans, Nick? I know you're interested in physical therapy.
Just being in sports my whole life, and especially on the cross-country side, I've run into my fair share of injuries over the years, and I've just had an endless support group with my physical therapists that I've seen and trainers here and whatnot, and it's really inspired me to continue in that, and stay and really inspire others and help, other runners hopefully in the future to continue their seasons and stay injury-free, and that's just been my goal.
And Jeff, have you looked beyond graduation?
I'd love to try and follow in the footsteps of Scott Fauble, Reed Buchanan, Woody Kincaid, and try to sign a professional contract to continue my running career.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Bring it back to currently, huge weekend, obviously. Nationals a few days away, Saturday morning, Louisville, Kentucky. You guys are ranked 4th in the nation. Going to be a loaded field, but you guys are obviously going after that podium finish. What can we expect from the pilots this weekend, Jeff?
I think we're going to get out strong. We have it every meet, and really work together, being in that group and kind of pushing every guy each K to kind of maximize our performances and to run hard through that second half, and we'll let their end result kind of take care of itself.
And Nick?
Yeah, just focus on the execution of the meet and not think too much about it. Just going like it's another race, like it's Wisconsin Conference Regionals. Like it's just another race. We're running and just running for each other still. So that's the plan.
Sounds good. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Saturday night was electric at the Chow Center as the Pilots hosted Portland State to open the season. When we come back, we'll have some sights and sounds from that night. Portside of the Pilots continues on NBC Sports Northwest. It's one of our favorite times of the year, opening night for the men's basketball team. Saturday night was a festive one at the Chow Center as the Pilots hosted crosstown rival Portland State. The Pilots and Vikings provided a thrilling game on the floor, while the electric crowd at the Chow Center made it the place to be.
We get set to open the regular season tonight. Pilots taking on crosstown rival Portland State Vikings. You feel like this new group, this young group, is ready for the primetime lights and ready for it to count tonight?
It's exciting to see how these guys react to be in this type of situation. We know we got a lot of young guys, and guys are playing their first collegiate game, so it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that. The one thing I would tell them, don't try to do anything outside your box. Stay true to who you are and what got you to this point, and play from a position of strength.
Is this your first Pilot Pale Ale?
I think it's really good. Really good stuff.
We got to be the team that set the tone. We got to win all the battles. We got to dominate. Last thing, guys, let's play for each other. All right, let's play for each other. Play for the guy next to you, all right? Be humble. Pilots on three. 1, 2, 3, pilots! Let's go. Good start, guys. Good start. Good energy.
Welcome into the Child Center, where tonight it's the Portland Pilots and the Portland State Vikings. Hi, everybody. Travis Demers here along with Darren Cooper. A lot of students here tonight coming out to support the Portland Pilots, and why not? With their crosstown rivals, the Vikings, coming in.
You can tell it's hype in here. Everybody's adrenaline is going. It's time to get this ball tipped and get this game rolling.
Great opening night crowd here at the Child Center.
This is a great environment. Great start to the season.
Shaver pushing tempo behind the back dribble, goes up, and he puts in a double tap. Where did that come from?
I'm telling you, this kid is something special.
Loose underneath, going up. No, Hartwich comes away with the rebound off Holland's missed shot. Now a 2-on-1 the other way. Shaver behind the back pass. Up top, it's good and in off the glass. That's a combination you can get used to. Bounce pass. Here's Woods. It's rejected. That was Orm's shot. It was knocked away. And now McSwiggan finds Walker on the outlet. Back to McSwiggan. Back to Walker for three. Yes!
Good basketball right there. You like that basketball action right there. As a big fella, making sure you can.
McSwiggan lobs it, hits it home. Oh, baby, Philip Hartwich. Here's Shaver, goes post to post.
He has a change of gear, and he has just an aggressiveness about his game that is just really contagious. Look at this finish. Takes off outside the lane and still finishes off the wrong way.
Tyson gives it to McSwiggan, who will dribble it back out. Now here's a corner three, yes! And the lead back to the Pilots.
That was a good find right there. That's all that DeMarcus needs.
Liked our fight, liked the way we competed. Every night's going to be a battle. Every night's going to be a battle. We're young, and we're right there.
Down in the corner, wide open three for Porter. Got it! That was a big-time shot for Franklin Porter.
Welcome back. It's a huge weekend for the Portland cross-country programs as they head to the NCAA Championships on Saturday morning in Louisville, Kentucky. Junior Taryn Rawlings from the women's team will be there running as an individual, and the men's team will be chasing a podium finish. The men are coming off last weekend's win at the West Regionals, where they placed 3 runners in the top 5 to take home the hardware. Portland is currently ranked 4th in the nation, and they'll be looking for the program's 2nd ever podium finish. In 2014, the Pilots placed 3rd as a team for the best performance at nationals in program history.
After next Saturday, no one really cares who won each regional meet. It's more important that we go out and show up and prove to the nation how good we really are at nationals in Louisville in 8 days.
8 days from now, that's been the goal, and so all eyes on that. all eyes on recovery from this race and just staying light and positive mind, positive energy for next week.
The team's mentality has been all in on nationals, so we're going to have to go back there and be better than we were today. Just by making some small adjustments to effort, we can actually be better next week.
Be sure to make plans to join us early Saturday morning for a cross-country NCAA Championships watch party at the Pilot House. The women's race is bright and early at 7:30 a.m. Pacific, and the men will follow at 8:45. Food and drinks will be provided, so set your reminders now to cheer on the Pilots. The men's basketball team remains at home for their lone game this weekend. On Sunday, the Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owls visit for a 5 p.m. tip-off at the Chow Center. The young Pilots sit at 1-1 on the young season, coming off that win over Walla Walla. The Pilots are averaging 82 points per contest and are led by sophomore Josh McSwiggan, who is putting up a team-best 13.5 points per game. The women's team will look to remain perfect on the year as they head to Southern California for their first road game of the season. The Pilots will battle UC Irvine on Friday night, and the Anteaters are 1-1 on the season with a win over Utah State and a loss to UNLV. 4 Pilots are averaging in double digits in scoring, led by junior transfer Lisa Kemp and freshman Maddie Molheim, who are both scoring 11.5 points per contest. Volleyball will also be on the road in California as they have West Coast Conference matches against St. Mary's on Thursday night and Pacific on Saturday afternoon. Thursday's match is set for 7 p.m. as the Pilots look for a season sweep of the Gales, while the match with the Tigers will begin at noon. That does it for this episode of Portside of the Pilots, but be sure to give us any feedback, questions, or requests for content on social media by using the hashtag Portside. We'll see you next week.